A group of us got together and would learn a new craft because we all like crafts. And one day, one of the ladies brought a kit for each of us with the Ukrainian eggs. They were unlike anything I had ever seen. I had never known anybody that had done them. The way the black just makes the colors pop was so different than anything I had ever seen. And I fell in love. I've been doing it ever since. It's therapy. If I'm having a bad day, I can go in my studio and sit down, turn the music on, and start doing this, and after a while, the headache's gone. In Czech, it's kraslisa. In Ukrainian, it's Pysanky. Pysanky is the word in Russian for the technique, and it literally means to write. You aren't painting the egg, you aren't drawing it, you're writing it. You're writing your prayers on it, you're writing your intentions on it. It's very much a cultural thing. Some of the true purists get a little upset when you ask them to paint them an egg. You write the egg. Anything that you want to stay white on the egg, you cover it up with wax. So you draw your line, what I call the basic bones, and then from there your design goes. If you can do a line, doesn't have to be straight. If you can do a line, you can do a circle, you can do a square, a triangle, you can do this. It's not hard. You're just building line upon line upon line. These would be the traditional wax batik or wax relief, where you put on the wax and then you dye it and then you put on more wax and take the wax off at the end. Since it's folk art, it keeps evolving. When you're looking at the egg, yeah, it's pleasing to the eye, but usually it had some meaning to it too when it was done. When the ladies would sit down to do it, they did their prayers at night. And so as they're writing prayers. But yellow's the first color. And there's just water, the dye powder, and vinegar. Vinegar sets it. So we've got it plugged, and it goes into the dye. And pull it out. If you want it darker, put it in a little longer. So now anything I want to stay yellow on this egg, I have to cover with wax. We're going to add a line inside here. I've done ostrich eggs, goose eggs, turkey eggs, dove, quail. Quail eggs are little bitty. Emu eggs are very unique. They're rough, they're textured, and they're absolutely beautiful. Okay, so then we dye them orange. And red can be finicky. Reds and blues tend to be a little bit finicky. Sometimes they don't always want to take. And you can see how we got a nice deep color. I've connected on Facebook with a lot of people from Czechoslovakia, Germany, Poland, Romania, Hungary, Ukraine, just all over. Each one, if they've done it for a long time, they have a style kind of all their own. It's almost like a signature, like you can recognize a Degas painting or a Renoir. You can recognize the artist. A lot of times in classes, people come in, it's like, oh, I can't do this. I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. I'm going to do something. And it's like, just don't worry about it. We get in about halfway, and it's like, oh, this is really calming. And then you'll hear them going around the room. Yeah, I feel real calm. This isn't hard. But now it's ready to dye black. Wax off, that's the magic. And a lot of people really bothers them putting it in black. They just, oh, shudder. All that work, and it's black. You can kind of see how, you can see the colors under there. Now this is where the magic is. You see the wax start to melt. And just scrub it. Don't push or you'll push in the wall of the egg. And there's your finished egg. See, I told you, it might look really yucky with the wax and stuff, but when you take the wax off, everyone's amazed at how nice they look. One of the old traditions in Ukraine is as long as there's somebody making eggs like this, the world will not end. We'll keep it going a little longer.